back with the #1 television program for pro wrestling worldwide.
May 12th, KB6 will make his grand return to Wrestling BC. And I'll be going against you, Johnny Boy. Nice one-on-one for the Hardcore Championship. Now, we can make this a simple one-on-one, or you can bring your boys. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, I will be leaving champion and proving once again why I am King Bright of the Six.
Hello everyone, Mad Dog Marty Sugar here, and we just heard from KB6, who's all ready and raring to go when it comes to defending his hardcore title against the dirty rotten Johnny Rostyn this Friday, May the 12th at Rutland Centennial Hall, when Big West Wrestling and Dirty D's presents Funk You Up. Now this match stemmed from Johnny Rostyn's insistence that yours truly, the Okanagan living legend Mad Dog Marty Sugar, did not deserve a shot at the Fraser River champion Old Man Knox. Let's forget the fact that, you know, nobody has had more matches and victories in Big West than me, that I've held every title, trophy, and accolade in this entire region, that I was champion for another promotion during their biggest boom period in their history. Forget all of that. Let's look at the fact that Old Man Knox himself was thrilled to get a chance to face me in Rutland on my home turf to show the Okanagan and beyond what he could do. But what are facts and figures in the face of some punk kid from Vancouver Island who thinks he knows everything, am I right? So instead of taking the shot, I gave it to a kid from Vancouver Island that I thought actually deserved it, and that was Evan Ashford. Meanwhile, Rostyn was politicking and posturing and pissing and moaning for title shots. But since he's a walk behinder for our reigning internet champion Rick Jules, I figured, hey, there's another strap he can battle for, since Rostyn claims to be such a tough guy, such a hard guy, and that's the RCW Hardcore title, held by one of our most popular stars, KB6. But then, our office received this.
May 12th, I return to Rutland, to the Centennial Hall. KB6, I guess it's me and you, bud. And what Big West Wrestling wants is a hardcore title match for the RCW title. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not surprised. How many dirty tactics has the Big West office really pulled on me? Throwing me in impromptu tag matches, making me fight Jack Pride and Enderby. So it's no surprise to me that Mr. Sugar wants me to have a hardcore match with one of the biggest men on the roster. Ha! Just trying to take me out, Sugar? Just trying to take me out? KB6, let me ask you a question. Seeing that the people love you, the peasants, the marks love you like a king. Where I come from, a king doesn't need weapons to keep his title. And why would I take the spotlight away from Mr. Jules and Funk for the main event? So you gotta ask yourself, KB, are you a king? Or are you a peasant? I guess in time, we're gonna find out. And I'll see you on the 12th.
But this is where things get messy, wrestling fans, so buckle up and try to follow along. First, we got the call from Old Man Knox that a real-life work gig had changed its start date, and he was unable to make Rutland and Enderby this weekend. Hey, I've mentioned it before, nobody on the indie scene is a millionaire. We all work the 9-to-5s just like y'all, and then we beat the snot out of each other on the weekends. I get asked on dating apps all the time if I have a career, and this is it, baby. My job at the recycling plant just keeps a roof over my head and wrist tape in my gear bag. So with Knox out, I grab my trusty notebook, because after all, the Booker man doesn't just have the pencil, he has the eraser too. And I start figuring where to fit Evan Ashford back into the mix. And then Johnny Rostyn starts whining and complaining that he's got a bad back, and hey, I would never belittle another human being's injury, but since Rostyn is more of a sentient blob of axle grease and pond scum, I figure I'll mock him all day and twice on Tuesday. Oh hey, it's Tuesday. So if Rostyn wants to call me out and claim I abuse my position as big boss man of Big West Wrestling, well then let's make his claims a reality, baby. Rostyn, you're out. Take the weekend off, rest your feeble little spine, and sit at home grumbling about how Marty Sugar is the big bad bully of the Okanagan. There's a whole locker room down the street spreading the same nonsense. No sweat off my butt, I tell you what. So the changes funk you up like this. A Rutland street fight between Rick Jules and Joe Funk, the rematch between Shreds and Sean Murphy, the 13th annual Rutland Rumble, KB6 defending the RCW Hardcore title against Evan Ashford, Becky Beach with Ramon Carlton battling another Island rookie, the Masked Inferno, the debuting Isaac Takeover taking on Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell, plus Lance's Lounge guarantees to funk up the entire evening, I'm sure, and a match that could very well steal the show as the gambler Bryce Lowe faces the most underrated man on Vancouver Island, Haviko. Let's hear from both competitors right now.
May 12th in Kelowna, BC. It is the return of the mayor of Monkey Flip City. The ringmaster Haviko takes on the gambler Bryce Lowe. Now this kind of match, this is exactly the kind of match I've been asking for. Because all I want is that Big West Wrestling gold. But I don't want it handed to me. I want to earn myself an opportunity. And there is no better way than to challenge myself against the hot upcoming rookie, the gambler. He's already earned himself a title shot. Now it's my turn to take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Canada's luckiest man, the gambler, Bryce Lowe. May 12th and 13th, let's talk about it. May 12th, you're going to see me up in Rutland. I'm going one-on-one with one of BC's most decorated wrestlers of all time. This man has traveled the territories, winning all sorts of championships, most recently of which with his tag partner, Eddie Osborne. I'll just say his name. Haviko, you have the gambler's respect. But you're going to realize that doesn't mean a goddamn thing when we're in the ring. After I'm done spanking that stupid masked juggalo all the way back to the gathering, the next day I'm going to be back up in Enderby. Now if you remember last time, the gambler picked up a win. So I'm planning on riding this hot streak to my first ever title shot in this business. However, there is a little bit of a complication this time around. We don't know who the champion's going to be. It's either going to be Rick Jules, or it's going to be Joe Funk. This might pose a problem for anyone else on the roster, however, it's completely fine with me. You see, when I won up in Enderby last, Rick Jules was my partner, and Joe Funk, I'm no stranger to him either. We were a tag team up in Hope, and we also won. Now, I know some of you aren't that bright, but I'm assuming you know what the lowest common denominator is. You're looking at him. Whether it's a coincidence or not, I got victories with both these men, and I promise they don't have any surprises up their sleeve. So, Rick Jules, Joe Funk, Haviko, whoever the hell else you want to bring in, feel free to stack the deck as high as you want against the Gambler. Because when the odds are against me, that's when I start taking risks. And I promise, nothing's gonna stop me from taking that belt back home where it belongs. With me. And that's something you can bet on.
May 13th at Twisted Ambition, the Gambler, he's going all in. He's cashing in his shot at the Big West Wrestling Internet title. And true to his name, he's being the risk taker, the move maker, the money shaker, whatever he is. He's cashing in to what he believes to be an unknown opponent. See, the deck is constantly shuffling. May 12th could be Rick Jules, could be Joe Funk. But don't worry, Gambler, because I'm stacking that deck. May 13th, you're cashing in against this Big West Wrestling Internet champion. And I am very excited to have you be my first opponent.
1 month ago, I found myself in the same scenario that I'm presented with now. And I was asking the same questions. Will I walk into Enderby Drill Hall on May the 13th without my most prized possession? Or will I still be your Big West Wrestling Internet champion and be staring across the ring at the Gambler, Bryce Lowe? Now, Gambler, you and I made an excellent tag team in the absence of my family the last time we were in Enderby. And I will readily admit that if it weren't for you, we may not have defeated Sean Murphy and KB6 in that tag team match. Now I know that you are devilishly smart. And I know you have counted all your cards, you have played all your angles, and you are cashing in your shot. 1 month ago, I warned Sean Murphy that if I walked into Enderby without this championship, that he should go home in fear of what I might do to him. Gambler, I send you the opposite message this month. Because if I enter Enderby Drill Hall on May the 13th with this around my shoulder still, that makes you number 10. That makes you my 10th defense of this championship. That means defeating you cements me, my name, my family in the history of Big West Wrestling forever. As a 10th defense sets me at the top. As the champion with the most defenses in a single reign. Gambler, I will dismantle you all over the Enderby Drill Hall with a smile on my face and a pep in my step, and I will do anything and everything to remain the Big West Wrestling Internet champion.
Shut up, card.